So Christmas is upon us, and that means I'm talking about my favorite Christmas movies this month. Started off by talking about Die Hard, then I talked about Buddy the Elf. Well, I guess the movie's called Elf, not Buddy the Elf. And then I also talked about the first Home Alone movie, and that leads us to Home Alone 2. If you're unfamiliar somehow with the Home Alone series, in it, Kevin McAllister gets left behind as his family goes on vacation. In the first film, he's left home alone at his home and has to fend off his home from some bandits. In the second film, he's not home alone, so the title is misleading and a lie, and you should feel angry about the title of this movie because he is not home alone in this movie. He is lost in New York, the other half of the title, and he ends up in the city of New York City. The city of New York City. That's probably could have figured out what I was talking about there. But he's in New York City and has hijinks there, and the bandits from the first film return. So what do we think about the movie Home Alone 2? I'll make it pretty straightforward. This movie is basically, the best way to put it, it's a good cover song of a great song. And what happens when you've got a good cover of a great song? The majority of people would say the original is better. They respect the good cover, the original's better, and some people prefer the cover to the original because they like the artist, they like the changes. But it's hitting the same notes, the same beats, same structure, same words, same basic idea, but it's a little bit different when who's doing it. Some people prefer the difference. Most people prefer the original. That's what this movie is. I've talked to a lot of people that prefer the second movie, and to that I would say, that's not me. I get it. I understand why you would feel that way, but this movie is maybe one of the better examples of a sequel that's just basically a ripoff of the original, because you go through it, opening scene, opening setup, family's about to go on vacation somewhere. Next thing we have, Kevin gets in trouble with the family over his brother Buzz. Next thing that happens, they go on vacation and Kevin gets lost. Next thing that happens is that he meets a creepy person, old person that he doesn't know what to do with. Next thing that happens, he discovers the bandits are there and he's got to stop them. Next thing that happens, he resolves things with the creepy old person. He sets up his traps. Then we get into our third act showdown with the bandits where hilarity ensues. Then we get to the end of the movie and the families are reunited. The same, template, same beats. And most people prefer the first time it was done. And if you prefer the second one, I can't blame you. I think I would tell you the third act in the second one is better. I would say that. And that's kind of the pinnacle of these movies, what they're kind of known for. And so if I say, that carries a lot of weight. So let's talk about the goods and the bads specifically to the second one. With the good side of things, I really liked what they did with the hotel in this movie, in that they got Tim Curry, great actor, to be kind of the guy there. So, of course, Macaulay Culkin interacting back and forth with Tim Curry. That's a nice little element to put in there. That's someone that's antagonistic to our lead character, but not in the wrong. What exactly is Tim Curry? I mean, obviously, we should have let the kid in, but it's like, a foil to our main lead guy that Kevin is outsmarting him and doing all this stuff, but he's trying to catch him, so he's not really in the wrong and trying to do all that stuff. That's good, fun drama for a movie like this. Rob Schneider's in it, small enough of a role that you can actually like him in it because he's not the lead or something like that. Fun times. President-elect Donald Trump makes an appearance in this movie. His failed acting career where he appears just to look at our little Kevin for a second and walk off, that appears in this movie. Interesting little fun fact about film history and political history now, apparently. Other good things in it. As I mentioned, the third act in this is great. Maybe better than the first film. And that just possibly better than the first film. My kids were just dying when they watched it last time, just cracking out like, If you didn't see that, I've got a reaction video of it. I'll try and put a card for it right here. But so overall, I can't list a whole lot of positives to it because essentially whatever was good about the first filming with the structure, the build up to it, the middle act having stuff in there that's good, that's all kind of carryover from the first film. They took the template of the first one and swapped the ingredients out. If you like the ingredients in the first one, you like the first one more. If you like the ingredients in the second one more, you like the second one more. So essentially it's the same as the first one, just a different location, a little bit of changes. So the bad, well, that's kind of the bad. It follows the template of the first one to a T. You've got the family is terrible opening sequence. And I would say even more so in this film, you're watching it just going, how is this family this awful? They are terrible. And like his brother, who's significantly older, publicly humiliates him. When he realizes it, him as a 9-year-old kid responds like a 9-year-old kid and does not control his emotions because that's not a skill set he's learned yet, pushes him and things go really bad. Why on earth would you expect something different from a humiliated 9-year-old? Why would you expect that kid to respond appropriately? And to that matter, what is appropriate when your older brother humiliates you publicly and ruins a big, gigantic play by doing what he's doing? What exactly is the appropriate response in that situation? I would say a guy humiliates another guy, the guy's got it coming and you're probably going to get punched in the face, and I'm not going to feel bad for you. If you act like a bully and you get slapped back, tough. That's what happens. That's why you don't bully people, because it's stupid. And eventually you're going to get slapped in the face. You're going to get punched in the face and get put in your place. Kevin puts his bully brother in his place, and his family's like, why did you do that? Why did you ruin this thing? And his brother starts off by people of the jury putting on a show. He's literally putting on a show. There's no sense of like he's a liar. No, he's putting on a show, two of them, and they buy it. Because his family is awful, which once again strains credibility in these movies to too much of a degree. Next thing, I'm sorry about that. Strains too much credibility to have these bandits show up again. You can't justify it in the plot. There's no way possibly that this scenario is happening. They're just like, we're following the template. We want to have them back. Boom. They just happen to show up in the same place at the same time. Would never happen in a million years. So it just strains too much credibility in a way that just takes you out of the movie. I don't like Bird Lady at all. I didn't like Old Man too much, but Old Man at least kind of made a little bit more sense. This just felt like we've got to have our follow-up. Crazy Bird Lady. Oh, she's got a past too. It's pulling me out of the movie. So overall, fun time, enjoyable ride. It's got some elements that I think might be better than the original, and the elements that didn't work or weren't as strong for me in the original are even weaker here, more frustrating here, pull me out of the movie. There's some repeating some stuff that just strains too much credibility. If I got to give this movie a rating, I'll go a 7.5 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Fun time, not as fresh as the original, repeating a lot of things. If I gotta put one in, I'm gonna put the first one in. If I'm gonna have to watch the second one 2 nights in a row, I'll put the second one in. But I'm preferring the first one heavily in this situation. So I'm gonna go 7.5. Enjoyable, derivative, too much of the original, straining too much credibility, family is too awful. But it delivers on the stuff it's supposed to deliver on. What are your thoughts on the Home Alone movies? We asked already what was your favorite. What's your least favorite? If you've checked out 3 and 4, I haven't. Tell me how terrible they are in the comment section. I'd love to know about these dreadful continuations of this series and even straining the credibility even further. I don't want to just talk about Home Alone. I want to talk about Home Alone with you. Let's talk in the comment section. If you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button and checking out all of my videos as they show up in your feed. Also, if you're already a subscriber, please consider clicking that little bell button next to the subscribe button. With the way YouTube's algorithm and the way they're doing your feed, my videos might not show up in there as often if you don't mess with the settings on that little bell option. So on your favorite channels, be sure to fiddle with the bell option so that your favorite stuff shows up in your feed. And please let me be one of your favorites. With that, thank you so much for watching.